Hi guys, I am Crystal Sky, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Premier by Nicole, funny that that is my first name, palette. This is supposed to be a stay wet palette. I keep gouache in it, and I'm gonna share with you guys my experience. It's kind of a review, kind of not, because this is the first time I've ever had a palette like this. I don't feel that I'm qualified enough to review it, but I do want to share it with you. So, I'm actually going to add stickers on here and decorate it myself, which is great about this palette. It's something really fantastic about being able to decorate your own palette. And it's kind of like a metally finish feel. You snap this open, and then open it up. So as you can see, I recently filled these pans. I actually filled them this morning. But I sprayed them. You can see the spray in there. And I spray them usually when I put them in here to keep them down. As you can see, most of them tapped out. This brown one does not want to stay flat, but all the other ones were pretty much flat. This is the Winsor & Newton, and these are all Artist Loft ones. I put the tube gouache in here, and I've been keeping this for about a week now. The first time I applied paint in here, I put only a little bit. I wanted to see if this palette really kept everything wet. You know what I mean? Kept everything wet so it wouldn't dry. Because gouache, when it dries, it hardens and cracks. Now, I have found that the gouache does crack in here. There's actually some paint on here that I'm cleaning off. It bothers me. From the crimson having fallen out here a bit. There we go. Just cleaning up a little bit. Sorry about that, guys. So, the first day, I put in a tiny little squeeze from each palette. Just like a drop. And then I painted with it and I closed it. And I left it there for 2 days. I did nothing to it. I came back, some of them were dry, but none of them were really cracked to heck. Some of them were still wet, like the crimson red and the blue. Those two were still wet. Some of them were dry. This one and this one were both dry. And this one, as you can see, is dry on top. So it's dry underneath there, and then the wet is on top. So what I did was, once it did that, once I realized that it did stay wet for a little bit, I don't want to leave it too open, because when it's closed, it stays wet. When it's open, it dries. So I'll paint with this, and then I'll close it, make sure it's tightly snapped, and I'll be able to leave it there for a while. And then I'll come back and I'll spray it and I'll get everything wet again. And it doesn't react like the gouache did in an open air pan, as you guys saw when I used this, right? When it was open, you see how everything cracked in there like that. And this happened within 2 days. This has been here for a week and none of the paints did that. The wells are alright. They're not fantastic. They're deep, but not too deep. They're you know, about half a finger, half of that finger right there, and they slide up, which is nice. It's nice to pull the pan out. It's nice to work in this area. After using it a couple of times, it first started to bead, and then after working it maybe once or twice, it stopped beading. Because it's gouache, it's very thick, so I was able to just swatch the color out, you know, move it around a little bit, and then it was good to go. So I really recommend using gouache in this palette. I really like it. I have a very limited selection of colors, so maybe this might not be the right palette for you because it's too small, and the amount of paint you can use is really not so much, as you can see. This orange filled up about that much. It's like half a tube. It's like half a tube worth of space, which is fine for me. You know, it's just fine. And I filled these up this morning. They're still a little wet, but as long as I keep this closed and I don't leave it open for too often or too much, it'll be nice and secure and it'll stay wet in there. As you guys saw, I sprayed it and the water was still sitting in there. It's very humid where I live and everything dries incredibly quickly, and this is really nice. So that's my palette for my gouache. Hold on, how to put it back. Let me show you guys what I've been doing. So I've been working in the Canson Arquilla paper. I don't know how much of this you saw. But this is the first gouache piece I did, and I didn't like it, so I moved on. This was done with the Arteza brush pens, which you've seen already. This I didn't really like. I couldn't get the colors in the sky to blend, and it was originally going to be blue, so it became out very dark. But 2 clips here with little rocky outcrop in the sun setting there. Not bad. But this one is better, simpler, and it blended better. So that was better, and then this was even better still. I really like the way that one came out. Yeah. And then we just have this, which I like, but it has nothing to do with this. So yeah, I've been experimenting with gouache, and I'm really liking it so far. I was able to pull off some good stuff with it in this little sketchbook here. I wanted to work with the sketchbook and see how it would be for the trip. I do have to use a little crocodile clip it here together, but that's fine, right? That's good. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, I like that palette a lot, and it's really fun to work with, so thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys later.